And we are live to this day. Talking about to this day, we have to this day Dwayne. Remember my man Dwayne over here, right? He's a hardcore boxing fan, and he's out here to refute EJ Boxing Live's comment about what happened in the fight. So Dwayne, let me tell you something, Dwayne. Yeah, before we get into it, yeah. Listen, Josh Taylor won that fight. Let's get it all clear from my perspective. He won that fight. He won that fight, and it was a close fight. He didn't have the best day, and I've heard it, and that's what it is. Go on, I want to hear what you have to say. Go on.
Number one, it wasn't. It was clear as day that he lost the fight. Firstly, let's just get that out of the way. Second of all, it was a robbery. It's probably one of the worst. I can at least count that in the top 5 of all time worst robberies, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yes, it's true. It's true.
It's not true,
I'm telling you.
It wasn't that bad. Do you want to see Jack Catterall's statement? He made a statement. Let me pull it up, right?
What, on Instagram?
Yeah, this came out a second ago.
Yeah.
All right. Can you see this on the screen?
Hold on, it's loading. Let's just see. Yep, I see it.
Read it out.
Okay. You know what hurts the most? It wasn't for me. I done all of this for my team, my town, my country, my baby girl, my missus, our future today. I should have been waking up with all the belts, 15 months out the ring. They all wrote me off, fucked me in every way possible over 2 years. Finally got the fight. Sacrificed everything to fight one of the top pound-for-pound fight ranked fighters. Gave him a lesson for what? Boxing, shame on you. Judges, dreams stolen.
Now, do you agree with that?
100%. 100%.
All right. So from my perspective, when you knock a man down, why don't you nail him to the canvas?
Because firstly, it wasn't a hard knockdown. So why would you punch yourself out, knowing that if he had punched himself out and then lost the fight, and you got a comfortable lead and you're dominating the fight, why would you punch yourself out, leaving you the possibility of getting knocked out? Not even getting knocked out, just being knocked out through fatigue. Because some people get knocked down, and because they're so tired, not even because they're hurt, because they're so tired that they can't get up. So why would he do that? It doesn't make sense.
I don't think he was that. I think you, like you said, he got comfortable, but you're the challenger, bro. You gotta strip the belts, and there's not one belt. Remember, he's the favorite. They're all the executives from Top Rank, Sky Sport. There's a lot of investment. Ben Shalom's full of shit to me, because he knows, yeah, that he's won the power breaker, but he has to be seen to be with the people. So he's gonna say what he's gonna say. But to me, it was all cahoots. Listen to this, Dwayne, right? Let me show you what I'm talking about. It's a world-class bout, right? He's a world-class fighter, yeah? It's in Scotland, yeah? Where's the world-class referees? Where's all the international judges? It was loaded up that he was going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, is it right? No, but that's what it is. This is what boxing is. He's the A side, and there's big money fights. There's no way he's going to lose the belt on his first defense in Scotland. You're going to have to take it off him. That's what my point was coming, that he weren't gonna do it. Nah, it weren't. I watched the fight and it was ugly. It was a rubbish fight, to be fair. It was horrible. It wasn't nice to watch. Was it? Tell me, was it? You're on mute, Dwayne. Take yourself on mute, Dwayne. Dwayne.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You're on mute again. Dwayne give me joking. Start having technical problems as soon as he comes live, you know. Yes, you know he's better. There you go. He's gonna be back in a sec. Bruv, listen, you're not gonna beat Josh Taylor in Scotland. It's not gonna happen, bruv. You're gonna have to kill the man. And I can listen here from Josh Taylor himself, because I was just listening to it. I was just listening. What you have to say right now? Let me see what it says. I was just listening to on Twitter. Where was I on Twitter? Yeah, where's Twitter? I was just on Twitter a minute ago. Oh, this is Twitter, isn't it? Yeah, this is that statement. I just okay. Dwayne's back now. All right, there you are, Dwayne. Yeah, there you are, Dwayne. There you are. There you are. You're back. Yeah, I was just listening. They got the scorecards, right? They got the scorecards as well. I'm gonna bring. I'm gonna bring up the scorecard on the screen. Me and Dana, we're going in depth, right? In depth. Now, look, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? When I watched the fight, I was like, it was hard to score. I score fights very well. It was very hard to score, Dwayne. Like you scored cleanly. Nah, it was hard to score. It was. It was. That's why I said. I listen. Some people saying it's a draw.
EJ, yeah. Bro, listen. To me, listen. I know you in it. We know in it. Like, we know.
All right. Here we go. Dwayne, I'll pull it up on the screen. Nah, bro. Listen, I'm not on it. Listen, EJ's fair, bro. I've always been fair. But, bro, listen, you ain't gonna, I know you're not going to win the world title in that manner. That's horrible. You're not going to win a world title like that. Where are you going? Was your strategy? That was
okay. But let me ask you a question. What difference is that performance compared to, in your opinion, compared to Kell Brook versus Sean Porter? It's the exact same.
Are you crazy though? Just stop your rubbish.
It's true though.
Let's look at the scorecard, Dwayne. Let's look at the scorecard, Dwayne. Yeah. So Howard Foster's the only one who scored it for Jack Catterall. Look at his scorecard.
He's a disgrace as well.
Why Howard Foster? Why 113, 112?
Because you're basically telling me that my man only won because Josh Taylor got a point deduction. That is a disgrace.
No. Hold on. He's won. Hold on. He's won by 2 rounds, right?
He won by 1.
Oh yeah, 1 point. You're right. Yeah, 1
by
point.
1 point. That's a disgrace.
All right, look at the scorecards. Yeah, look at the scorecards. Where's the 10-8? All of them got the 10-8. Yeah. So they've gave Taylor the first. They gave Catterall the first round. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I agree with that.
All right, all three scorecards have gave Catterall the first round. The second round, right? They've gave Taylor. All three of them gave Taylor. Do you agree with that?
Okay, that one I said I can see why they gave it to him. So I would give that to Taylor just because when I saw it live, I said, "Oh, that's a good round for Taylor," but I didn't think it was clear. It was clear cut a good round. Do you understand? So I gave it to him for the benefit of the doubt. That's what I did.
Okay. Oh, the third round, all three of them gave it to Taylor.
That's a disgrace. I gave that to Taylor. The third, fourth, and fifth, I gave all to Jack Catterall.
Why did you do that for?
Because he was more efficient with his punching. He landed the cleaner shots, and Josh Taylor, all he did was apply pressure, but it wasn't effective pressure. He wasn't landing his punching. He was smothering his work. He couldn't even fight at long range, and every time he kept coming inside, he kept getting clipped. That's the first 6 rounds for me. The first 6 rounds, were other than round 2, was the easiest to score. But and a knockdown round. That
was round 8. But listen. When I'm watching the fight, I ain't gonna lie to you. It's hot, bruv. Like it was ugly. It was an ugly fight to score. It was a horrible fight to score. It was because it wasn't enough. They weren't clean. That wasn't clean to me. It was a lot of elbow. He was pushing with a lot of elbows. He was pushing, and half the time his head was underneath his armpit. That's what I was watching.
But what I'm saying is, okay, I'm not disputing that. Yeah.
Oh, let's be honest.
No. But I'm not disputing that it was a dirty fight in terms of because Josh Taylor was hitting him in the back of the head numerous of times. It was horrible.
Because my man was banging. My man was banging. That's what I'm trying to tell you when I said you can't win a fight. You can't win a fight. Like that's what I said to you, Dwayne. When everyone's making a fuss, it was ugly fight. It was ugly.
Yes, but a
battlefield fight, and that was mainly because Jack Catterall. He was the one that he kept ducking underneath Josh Taylor's armpit. So that's what I'm trying to say to you. That's why when I say.
But what I'm saying is you're discrediting, discounting the fact that even though it was a dirty fight, he did all the clean work. That's what I'm saying. He still had even though it was a dirty fight, he had clean work in that fight. And what I'm saying is that if that's the case, why does he get penalized for Josh Taylor initiating the clinches and also not? So you're telling me every time Josh Taylor missed because the crowd made a noise or whatever, he won the round? That's rubbish.
Listen, let me show you enough about the crowd. Yeah, when they read the scorecards, did the crowd boo? I'm asking you that. Did the crowd boo, Dwayne?
What when he
When the scorecards were read, when the scorecards were read, did the crowd boo?
Why would they boo though? They want their guy to win.
No, but that's what I'm trying to say to you. I'm trying to tell you he won. That's what I'm trying to tell you, bro. Listen. No, hold up. If the crowd, listen, remember the people are watching it, right? So all the people in the arena, they cheered if they thought he'd lost, they would have booed the hell out of the place. The only people who complain with the English people. The only people who complain with the English people, right? Ian John Lewis is go ahead.
I'm saying they wouldn't have booed him because their guy won. Even people in the stands, people after, I watched so many interviews yesterday where people were coming up to people saying, your guy actually won, Jack Catterall actually won the fight. Who was Scottish men? That's what I'm saying. But they're not going to boo their guy. That's like saying if they gave AJ the decision versus Usyk, would they have booed? No, because it's in London. Who's going to boo that?
That's right. With the thing is, look, all right. You that's a fair point. Now my man goes, it was a hard fight to score. That's what I try to tell you. Yeah, Catterall was unlucky, but very similar to Hopkins and Kawasaki, right? Where people thought Kawasaki won that fight, Hopkins won that fight. I had Catterall winning by 1 or 2 rounds. Like I told you, 1 or 2 rounds, yeah, and perhaps a draw, yeah, would have been fair at worst. This is what I'm saying.
Really?
Yes, and I agree with that statement. And then this is what you start getting on one, man. I had Catterall initializing the clinches exactly, and Jack was clinging on like a leech in time. Thank you. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, loads of
Scottish people thought it was a robbery. It was a robbery.
Yeah, I don't think it was a robbery.
Bruv, listen, you already listen.
I don't think
you disqualified yourself to me anyway, because what you said on Dan's thing, was outrageous. Man said, "Well, I didn't really believe in Jack Catterall anyway." So
yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, that's the whole. Listen, listen. You don't even listen. You don't watch Catterall fights. You never sat down and watched any of Jack Catterall's fights. So don't tell me you have. No, all of a sudden you become a big fan. So I don't hear your bullshit.
Fan, though. I'm not a big fan. I just thought he won the fight.
My man said Kawhi straight face. Yeah, he said, look at Taylor and Catterall. Yeah, when he was waiting for the results. Yeah, Josh looked down. Yeah, and Catterall was celebrating. Yeah, that don't mean nothing though. That don't mean nothing.
Taylor better not
he's celebrating. He went 12 rounds with the pound.
Just Taylor better take that rematch. I tell you that.
Nah, he's breaking out. I got breaking news for you. Like he's vacating the belt and he's moving up.
He's a coward. He's a coward.
Oh my god, you could never call Josh Taylor a coward ever. The man went on the road. You could never do that. You can't do that.
Because it was beneficial for him. It was beneficial for him to go on the road and win in America. That's beneficial for him.
Bro, I don't think you understand.
Okay, let me ask you a question. What benefit does he get from facing Jack Catterall again? He doesn't get nothing from it.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand Scottish people, bro. I don't think you understand Scottish people. Yeah, you are gonna have to kill them to win. That's how he is. You're gonna have to kill them to win, and if you're not killing them, you're not beating them. You didn't see Ricky Burns. This is why I say you don't understand. It's not happening. And you see Catterall very wisely when he got to the end of the ramp. Yeah, he stuck his 2 fingers up, but he wouldn't do it in the crowd, though, would he? He wouldn't do it in the crowd. Why?
He went all the way to hide. I said he put his middle fingers up at the top of the ramp, but he wasn't doing it in the ring.
Nah, he wasn't doing it in the ring. And you know the funny thing about it? He makes sure he's on the coach or the plane back to England, and he put that statement out so the Scottish can't get him. Hey, now listen. This thing here is serious, right? But listen, to win in Scotland, you have to win the people over, and I don't think that with that performance and on that the way he fought won the people over. He didn't win me over. I was like, bloody hell, this is horrible. And I wasn't outraged that he didn't get the decision because I thought it was a horrible fight. And I don't think he did enough. Nah, it wasn't, bro. You need to. That's a. All right, let's hear from the chat.
Lewis, that was similar to me with Lewis Riston.
Yeah.
When he had that robbery, that was an absolute disgrace. That fight and that one, and probably Pacquiao Bradley won. Those. Bruh.
Ain't no one trying to hear that. All right, let's hear from the champ, Dwayne. Let's hear from the champ. Let's hear from the champ himself, right? Right, self-righteous self. Let me hear from the champ, and you can make a call. 1 second, let me get the champ on. Let's get the champ, the man himself. All right, let's see where is the champ. All right, there you go. Is he on the screen? Let me see. He's on the screen.
Nobody wants to hear him and his trainer, man. That's it. That's what's making me more frustrated, because you're shifting the blame to Ben Davis.
He's Ben Davis. I forgot about him. I forgot about him. Oh, the old dodgy Ben. Yeah, he's the culprit, bro.
You're shifting the blame.
Nah, he's the culprit. He's the main culprit, bro. He's the one of the main culprits, bro. Trust me, he's one of the main culprits. Why that performance was terrible. We're gonna hear from Hatman as well.
Even he said that Josh Taylor needs a knockout to win in the 12th round.
But he's just doing that to just push his guy on. All right, let's hear from.
Come on, man. Come on.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Don't watch that the way. Don't watch that.
Man.
All right, where's
Josh Taylor was embarrassed yesterday, man. And you want to come to 140? You want to come to 147 fighting like that, and you're calling out Terence Crawford?
That's a bit strong there, Dwayne. That's a bit strong. That's a bit strong there.
Nah, boy, please move yourself. You can't fight at range.
Taylor won
inside.
Taylor won the fight, man. I need to stop. You need to stop complaining.
He lost to a guy who he said that hasn't shown that he can step up.
He didn't show nothing. All right, let's hear from the champ.
Let me see what it says.
It was a really tough fight. How did you see it? It was fine. I thought it was the winner of the fight. I don't know why the ref took a final bet. At the end of the round, I saw just as Jack said to acknowledge him, at the end of the round, as I do, but he took a final bet for some reason. But I think that's what made the scorecards a lot closer. But I thought it was the winner of the fight. 4 or 5 rounds, and then the second half of the fight took over. I was definitely the boss in there, pushing back, hitting with better shots. But fair play Jack. He was competitive in the fight.
Tell us exactly why you think you're winning all those rounds, because obviously a lot of them were still very close. From ringside, we couldn't quite see necessarily what was going on in there.
Dwayne, you on mute?
I'm listening.
All right, cool. All right, put yourself back on mute. Nice one.
How did you see those rounds, and why you were just able to edge it in your mind?
I just thought I was scoring the bigger shots. I thought I was going to score the better shots, pushing him back on the back foot, and hit him with the cleaner shots. Obviously, the knockdown maybe made that a little closer, but that was a little bit more. I was more off balance. It never hurt me or nothing like that. It was clear head. It was off balance while I was down and hit me. So managed to score the knockdown. But no, I thought I won the fight. Clearly won the fight, but it wasn't my best performance. But I got the right result in the end, and the right man won in the end.
When it went to the judges' scorecards, were you worried?
No, I knew it was close. I knew it ended up being a little bit close because of the point taken off. So I knew it ended up being a little bit close, but I knew I was going to fight.
Where next then? I mean, suggestion is this will be your last fight at 140. Is that the case?
Yeah, most definitely. That's the last fight at 140. So take the move up, take the bulk up, take me get some stakes in there and move up. I made the weight comfortable. I wasn't lying when I made the weight, because when I've got a nutritionist on board, I made the weight very well, very good. But getting to that stage now, I'm 31 now, so making 140 and depleting my body takes a little bit out each time, so it definitely showed them my performance a little bit, but that's my last one at 140 for sure.
Obviously, names that have been mentioned: Terence Crawford, a man who was at this division before, even maybe Kell Brook, who had a big night last week. Are they the sorts of names that you want to be in with next?
Yeah, this is where I'm in the sport. To face the big names in the sport. Face the big names in the game. I believe I'm one of the best in the sport. Tonight wasn't my best performance. I felt a hell of a lot of pressure on myself. Being my homecoming, the first time home in almost 3 years. And being the favourite in the fight. And the expectation, but it wasn't the expectation. I didn't feel the pressure for everything else. It was me putting the pressure on myself to perform and impress everybody. Instead of just going out and relaxing and enjoying the ride, I just put too much pressure on myself to put on a good performance, and it showed the first half of the fight.
Well, Conor, Ben next.
You take that. Just on. Obviously, we've heard from a lot of the pundits ringside who felt that Jack probably deserved this. Have you got a message to them?
I don't think he did. But he fair play to Jack. He was competitive and he done well in some of the rounds. He scored some good punches, but overall, I thought I won the fight. I thought I was the boss in the fight. I thought I scored them with the better shots. And I thought I won the fight. So opinions are like backsides. Everyone's got one. But I definitely won the fight.
There you go. You see what I'm saying? Everything I told you. Is what him saying.
That's coming from his mouth. Nobody.
Go on. Go ahead, Dwayne. Where you going? Dwayne? What happened there? For some reason, the volume's gone. Dwayne. You still there? Shit, he's got technical problems.
Nobody believes this guy.
I agree.
Your answer. He always fights down to these fighters. If you watch Josh Taylor fight, he will always take away all his advantages and fight inside the pocket. But he smothers his work. He can't fight long, and that's what I'm saying. He's gonna get beat when he faces proper top level opponents, because people who can apply, show their skills and use their attributes to their advantage. He doesn't. When he fought Rigas Prograis, he was fighting in the pocket. He could have simply outboxed him all fight, but he made it harder than what it was. And I had him losing that fight. You know what I'm saying? He fought Ramirez. When he fought Ramirez, he was fighting inside the pocket. He could have boxed him long. And yesterday, when he fought a guy who was boxing on the outside, he couldn't get in. Every time he stepped in, he kept getting clipped. And then when he kept getting clipped, he tried to he came inside. When he came inside, he smothered his work. Man, don't be fooled by Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor's fool's gold.
Bro, I got my poll out here. Jocks, you guys make sure when as you come in, jump on the poll. I'm sure Dwayne's probably jumped on the poll already. All right, so on the poll, it goes Josh Taylor versus Jack Catterall. Who won? So I got Josh Taylor won a close fight, right? 27%. Jack Catterall won easy, 36%. Jack Catterall got daylight robbery, 36%. And then Josh Taylor's an embarrassment because some people are angry with him. No one's voting on that one. So, it's close. Even on the poll, 27, 36 is close on the polls. I try to tell you, bro. Now, listen, if it was a daylight robbery like everyone else, and this is the media trying to spin it, right? Why didn't the crowd boo and boo their own man? If they thought he won, they would have said so. Don't try it. I had no many Scottish saying, "Oh, but Josh Taylor didn't win." Nah, I ain't heard none of them. They were in the arena. You know what I mean? Shout out to Popeye.
EJ, you're funny, man. EJ, you're funny. You know why? Because you just said it yourself. You said that Scots want to see their guys get battered. So regardless, even if you outpoint them, to them you haven't won. So what are they gonna do?
So, but they gave it to Crawford. They gave it Crawford.
Get slapped up.
They gave it to Crawford though, because Crawford absolutely battered He absolutely battered him. He didn't even let Burns in the fight, and you could see it wasn't even competitive at some point. But this fight was competitive. It was competitive. You can't say it wasn't. And it was mainly ugly fight because of Jack Catterall. You're not winning the world title in the way he was trying to win it. I'm not having it. I don't care. And that's what it was. And Josh Taylor, Josh exposed himself before the fight. Yeah, he let it be known that Catterall is a better boxer than him, wanting him to fight. Okay, all right, and see. That's why he tried to fight him. Okay, EJ, what's up? Yeah, upset all day. Yeah, Joe lost. B Hop, Josh Taylor Hop. Yeah, gift. Yeah, some of them stuff there. But look, end of the day, Dwayne's got technical problem. I'm sure he'll be back in a sec. Yeah. Listen, everyone's there. Dwayne, he'll be back in a bit. Let me put the stuff up here. And if you haven't seen it, I'm gonna pull it up here. Just you got the Jack Catterall statement. Here you go. There's his statement right here. You know what hurts. This is his own words on Twitter. You know what hurts the most, yeah. It wasn't for me. Yeah, I done it all for my family and my team, my town, my country, my baby girl, and baby girl and Miss my baby girl and Mrs. Our future today. What's it? Our future. Today I should have been a walking away around all around with the belts. Yeah, whatever, man. I don't want to hear your bullshit. I don't think so. He don't deserve it, mate. He don't. Listen, that's not the way. He don't deserve it. He don't deserve it.
Nah, EJ, well, hold on. I want to ask you a question. As a coach. Let me ask you a question. Yeah. Okay, as a coach, you're both coaches. Who coached better on the night? Jamie Moore or Ben Davidson?
None of them.
No, choose one.
Nah. I have to be honest with you, because if he told him to come to Catterall to mainly fight with his armpit underneath Josh Taylor, that was terrible, right? And he bundled him up. That's why. And if you're Taylor, you should have looked more cleaner, and that's what I'm going with Taylor, because Taylor looks better than that, man. Taylor's better than that. It's just that guy came to spoil. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not really down with. I'm not. This is the thing about boxing. I'm not on it where a guy comes to spoil and rough you up and do all these tactics. Look at the man. Look at the headbutts, man. Look, if I got the fight highlights,
bro, you're acting like this was Marcus Maidana, bruv. Come on,
bruv. The man was headbutting. He was trying to headbutt Taylor all the time with his head, man. You couldn't see that.
Bro, listen. No, okay. Headbutts and that, are part of the game, and like, but when you're intentionally banging someone in the back of the head, to try soften him up because you're losing the fight. What is that? Come on, man.
Yeah, but listen. Let me ask a question. Let me ask you a question. Did Jack Catterall hit Josh Taylor in the back of the head when his knee was on the canvas? Yes or no?
No.
Don't play around. Don't play around. Yes, he did.
Nah,
and I watched it.
Didn't.
Yes, he did. When he was down, he hit him in the back of the head while he was on the canvas. Yeah, he did.
His knee wasn't down. He hit him with a shot to put him down.
Look, I'm gonna have to show you that, but I don't even want to do it because it's wrong. It's wrong. Because if I pull it up now, they take my stream down. Stop it, Dwayne. The man. Look what he did to the guy's face. Look at his face, bro. Headbutts. Look at that. That's all because
that's not just headbutts, bro. Man, I ate a clean shot in the.
Clean shot? Which part? There were no clean shot. Dwayne chatting rubbish. See, Dwayne's on it. Yeah, Dwayne, you technically.
He kept looking back to Ben Davidson like, "Oh, nah, man, I'm not having this." That was disgraceful yesterday. It actually made me mad. And I'm not even a Jack Catterall fan. I've never seen this fight in my life. I didn't even know this Don beat Hara Davis. I didn't even know that.
Well, this guy beat Hara. Yeah. He beat Hara Davis. He didn't beat Hara Davis though. They robbed him.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. They robbed the Hara Davis. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So I ain't got no time for no Catterall.
Yesterday.
Go on. I ain't got no time for Catterall. I told you I ain't got no time for no Catterall. I ain't got no time for him. None. As far as I'm concerned, you're not winning a world title in that manner. You're not doing it. I'm not having it. He was trying to spoil, rough him up, and trying to do all these things, headbutt and all that stuff there. Nah, man. And then they got in the middle of the broadcast, it's like they wanted Taylor to lose. Oh, he sparred with Mayweather and he sparred with Canelo. They put that in middle. They try to plant seeds in people's minds to manipulate people to know that Jack Catterall was doing better than he was, and he wasn't doing that good. How that? Yeah,
bruh, but he was doing better than Josh Taylor to win the fight, though.
Nah, but I don't think he won the fight. I thought
if
Josh
I'm
Taylor
doing
won.
better than you, regardless of how good you've been or whatever, I'm winning the fight.
There's no you see the thing is when you even on your scorecard when you start scoring it, there's no clean round. There's no 100% that guy won. There's only one fight and there's only one round in that whole fight where you got Jack Catterall actually cleaning. That was a knockdown. Other than that, there is no clean rounds where that guy was clearly winning. You can't. There's no 100%.
So funny. Okay. Look at how much of a disgrace this is. Listen to how this. They gave Josh Taylor the 11th and 12th round, and in both rounds he landed only 3 punches. Are you? Let's
look on the scorecards now. Let's look on the judges' scorecards, right? To incorporate what you're saying, because we got the scorecards up in here, right? And let's see what the judges say, because they're the ones scoring it. So what round did you say? The 12th round, yeah?
They gave him the 11th. They all gave him the 11th and 12th.
Okay.
And they gave him the 11th and 12th. And when I mean the 11th and 12th, it's because they gave it 9-9.
Well, okay. Let's go for a quote. Let's go round 11, yeah? Well, I'm looking at round 11. It's a 9-9 round. Why is
Yeah,
that?
but
Why is that? Is
only
that point deduction?
He
Yeah.
got it deducted. Yeah. So they would
All
have
right.
gave it to him.
All right. About all three of them, 9-9 round, right? Point deduction, right?
Yeah.
So all right. Now we move on to the last round, 12th round, right? Right.
Yeah.
Catterall. Howard Foster gave it to Catterall. Victor Lachlan, the Scottish guy, gave it to Taylor. Let's let you know he's Scottish. Ian John Lewis, probably Scottish ancestors somewhere, gave it to Taylor as well. So what are you saying? So if you by your stats, yeah. But if it was going by your stats, yeah, then you would have had Taylor winning all three. But why is two of the judges gone the other way?
Because Howard Foster is an English judge, so he gave it with common sense. Bro, come on, man. Landed three punches.
They were English. I'm not trying to tell you. This is what I said. It was a home cooking thing, and I told you that already. So there's no way you're gonna win. So why is everyone complaining? You know the funny, right? When Josh Taylor, when Ricky Burns, yeah, and Raymond Beltran didn't think, bruv, England didn't say nothing, but now because it's Scottish people, they're making up noise. I don't hear their rubbish.
Oh, come on, man. You know that fight
the judges,
well, bruv. Come on.
Bruv, these are world-class judges. They know what they're looking at.
No, they're not no world-class judges, bruv. It's cheating. That's what it is.
Actually, let me ask you a question, yeah? Let me ask a question. All these judges are from, like, Scotland and England, right? So, let me ask you, it was supposed to be a world title, right? Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be a world title. So why have they got all these these local judges? I know they've got world.
No,
they've been
because
around.
I
know they got world. No, hold on. I know they got world class experience. I know they've been around and judged in other parts of the world. I know that, right? I know that for a fact. But why do they particularly have these guys here when really and truly they should have had neutral judges? If they had neutral judges, then you might have.
You could say neutral, but you could say neutral judges. Wasn't Adelaide Bird supposed to be a neutral judge? The woman gave Canelo a draw against Floyd Mayweather. Are you kidding me?
No, that wasn't her. That wasn't Adelaide Bird. That was CJ Ross. That was CJ Ross, Bridget. That was CJ Ross. That judge was CJ Ross.
Adelaide Bird gave it a draw against Triple G versus Canelo 1. When everybody knows that Triple G won the first fight.
Hold on. Let's go.
Everybody knows Triple G won the first fight. She gave it a
no. That was a close fight.
She gave it to Canelo by wide. Sorry, she gave it to Canelo wide. That's what the inquiry about.
Yeah, hold on. Let's go. That was a close fight. If she gave it to Canelo, so what? Like, I ain't got no problem with that. That was a close fight, though, wasn't it?
No, but she gave it to him by like 5 rounds. Something stupid like that.
I don't know.
It was never.
I don't know. Nah, we were making up stuff. I don't know about that one. But they don't talk about that one anyway. Leave Adelaide Bird alone. She's a better judge than some of these. But what I'm saying is that for a world class title, he's nothing for a world class title. They had a local ref and local judges. It was stacked already against my man. So what's the problem? Huh?
Yeah, listen. Don't matter.
The British board is not. Is the British board are not answering no questions?
It's corruption.
How Ian John Lewis and the rest of the who should have been judging it? You should have been judging it.
I don't even respect the British.
Let me ask a question.
Whatever the hell they are, man.
Yeah,
when they mess up, they don't want to do anything. When they mess up, they don't want to do anything. But when fighters reach boiling point and they start swinging on each other, they want to take away fines and warn them about suspensions and that. But when they mess up, they don't want to do anything. I don't care about them people, man.
All right, let me ask you a question. Do you think Jack Catterall was world class on that performance?
What?
Yeah, there you go. Look at that one. See what I'm getting at now. You see what I'm trying to tell you? I'm asking you a question, Dwayne, Bobby. Yeah, I'm asking you. Do you think he's do you think on that performance he's world class?
No, but he had a world class performance.
Why is that, Dwayne? Why is that, Dwayne?
Because he beat a quote unquote a world class fighter.
Listen, this guy, bro. This guy. All right, let's get to some of the tweets, Dwayne. He didn't beat. Listen. That guy came to spoil and rob, and I agree with Taylor. All right, Peter Crouch. I don't know who that is. Are you watching this on the screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's on the screen. Let me see on the screen. Yeah, let me see. Okay, there. Yeah, it's on the screen. All right, Peter Crouch. I don't know who that is. I know who Carl Froch is. Michael Owens led stunned reaction, as Josh Taylor was it
Inexplicably handed victory over Jack Catterall despite being dropped in the 8th round, while embarrassed promoter Ben Shalom demands an inquest into the decision.
He's full of
Bro.
shit though. He's full of shit, but he's full of shit because he was the one who promoted the show and he's the one who agreed with the bloody referees and the judges. So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
But that don't matter. You pay them to do their job correctly.
He knew, but how you gonna do that when you got all these local bums, yeah? And you can't bring over American top bloody referees and good international referees, judges. That's bullshit. What do you expect? The boxing world unified. What's it? The boxing world unified as outrage. United in outrage of a number of famous faces blasted the decision and to hand to Josh Taylor. Inexplicably victory over Jack Catterall on Saturday night, yeah. While boxing promoter Ben Shalom called it for inquest. Immediate inquest. Oh no. Look at the score. So that's the scorecard, right? All right. Oh, my reading. All right. I'm gonna get to the tweets. So Carl Frampton, yeah. I love Josh, yeah. I love Jack, but the wrong man got his hand raised. Wow. Who's this? Carl Froch. Surely an upset. I don't know who this Peter Crouch is. Peter Crouch is the football player, isn't it?
Yeah, the footballer.
Oh, Sheen. Okay. Catcher won.
They even got Dillian White to comment, and my man's been on a hiatus, bruv.
Yeah. Michael Owen's the footballer. Boxing is such a great sport, but decisions like that are disgraced and called into question the integrity of the game. Wow. Disgusting, Dillian. Luke Campbell, shocking decision. Boy, who's this guy? David, who's this one? David Catterall. Is that David Catterall? I don't know who that is. Who's that?
I don't know who that is.
That could be the worst sporting decision I've ever seen. Now I've seen worse.
That's what I said. That's to me. That's top 5. That's top 5.
Nah, Marcus. I think Pacquiao and Marquez free. That was bad, bro. That was bad. Bro.
Yeah,
that
was
bad.
But
Marquez schooled the fuck out of him, bro. That was easy. One of the best performances from a British fighter. Are you crazy, bro? I've ever seen from Catterall. Best performances. Jack Catterall. You're crazy. That wasn't.
Yeah, but he's taken into circumstances. You know what I'm saying? Man waited 3 years. He basically didn't even have a tune-up fight, and he basically had to fight a bunch of people that he didn't even have motivation fighting. He let my man go, get the undisputed title. Yeah, undisputed title. Then I come to fight you in your backyard, in your homecoming, and I absolutely school the hell out of you. And
he school what? That's some fucking.
He schooled him.
I don't want to watch boxing again after the scorecards. Yeah, that was a disgrace. That's bullshit. Schooled what? That wasn't no schooling. Taylor won the fight. No word.
No words.
Man. That Catterall's absolute robbed. Yeah, there's no capping about it. Yeah, absolute robbed. Yeah. Respect to Josh Taylor, but to have the judges seen there, unbelievable. Wow. Who's this Bradley? This thing. I don't know some of these guys here. You know.
What's the actual point? The sacrifices you make and
what is actually the point? The sacrifice you make and the amount you have to give as a boxer for that to happen when you finally get the chance in a spotlight. Wow. They have to overturn the. What are you crazy? They ain't overturning shit, man. You're crazy, bro. Hey, people need to calm down, bruv. They're getting too far, Dwayne.
No, it was a disgrace, bruv. It was a disgrace.
And stop Jack having this historic night. But the way that this has gone, I'm in shock right now. I'm shell shocked.
And if I'm honest, I think we see Josh Taylor moving up now as well in weight. I think that all week he looked tight at weight. At the weigh-in, he looked very dark-eyed, and he looked really gaunt in his face. I thought he was struggling anyway. That probably showed in his performance because his timing wasn't there from the first round. He was missing with a jab. He was falling short with the right hands. He was missing everything. And Catterall was dominating. And you look at the face of the two fighters. You know, the way he was well bashed up as well, Josh Taylor. And he's fortunate there because you can't even make a case for a victory. You can't make a case for a draw. You can't make a case for it being close. That was a one-sided fight. Catterall should have got something from that. That's not great for the sport.
And you know what, Adam? There has to be an inquest because I've seen this on other promoter shows, and I've sort of maybe laid the blame at them or not understood what's gone on. But this was actually This is embarrassing. If there's not an inquest, it's going to harm the sport.
So you'll do that?
We'll do everything we can because I'm not just embarrassed. I'm really angry.
See, Ben, I think what needs to be done is that those judges in front of the board, they've got a job to do. You know, you're talking about people's livelihoods here. Them judges need to go in front of the board and say, how did one judge come up 114, 111 the other way?
How many times do we have to be here before something's done? The fact is, I was stood there and worried that this might happen, which says a lot, and it did.
Well, that was terrible.
The inquest goes on. Poor Jack Catterall. Nothing to show from the best performance of his life. It's absolutely gutting, Anna.
You know what's funny? When he goes, "Are you going to do that?" He goes, "Well, we'll ask questions." See, why did Ben Shalom? Why did he say, "Yeah, I knew this might happen"? You see, I tried to tell you, bro. Why did he say, "I knew this might happen"? Right? Because go on.
No. What he said was, if he did an interview on Boxing Social, and what he said is the way they were taking long to read the cards, he thought that this might happen. That's what he was saying. But what he's saying is that he's gonna do an inquest because he's the promoter of the show. He doesn't want people thinking, like, you see how when we see fights and people get robbed and stuff, and we're like, oh, Eddie just paid the judges. He don't want that. He don't want people thinking that about him. That's what he said. That's what he said. He said that. No, he said that. He said I used to watch boxing and used to think, oh, the promoter's got something to do with this, blah blah blah. But to me, to show you that I ain't got nothing to do, so I'm gonna put in an inquest to see what we can get done about.
He didn't say he was gonna inquest. You heard him, yeah. When he Adam asked him, you do that. He goes, we'll ask questions. Adam asked him.
No, he just said we'll do everything.
Bruv, don't try.
He said we'll do everything.
Nah. Bruv, let's go.
Go back and play it. He said we'll do everything. That's what he said. We'll do everything.
I've seen this on other promoter shows, and I've sort of maybe laid the
blame
at them or not understood what's gone on. But this was actually this is embarrassing. If there's not an inquest, it's going to harm the sport.
So you'll do that?
We'll do everything we can because
we'll do everything we can. He never said yeah though. He never said yeah. We'll do everything. That means he blatantly was just talking up. That's trying it. And when Adam put him on the spot, all he had to do is say, yep, 100%, we're going to do that. He didn't say that. We'll do everything we can. That's a way of getting out. That's a politician's way of getting out. But I want to see it from your mans.
It's difficult to put into words. I know how you feel. I mean, you're talking about a kid who's worked all his life to wait for that moment, who stepped aside, who's waited 3 years for his opportunity. He stepped aside, done the right thing for boxing, stepped aside to allow a unified champion on the promise that he would get the opportunity. He gets the opportunity, he performs like that and beats the champion in his own backyard and gets absolutely robbed. So think about what the message that sends to people watching that. My son's 16 and just getting into boxing. He'll be looking at it thinking, why should I get into boxing? Because the moment you think you work all your life, you're going to get crowned a world champion after performance like that. It's snatched away from you. It's disgusting. I don't even know what to say. Jack, you've asked Jack to come down here. As if Jack can come and speak. He's absolutely heartbroken.
Let me tell you something. What he said, yeah? All right, he said, we waited 3 years, yeah? We did the right thing for boxing. That's bullshit. Well, you waited 3 years, right? When you didn't step in and get your title shot because the money wasn't that good. So when it was undisputed, the money was bigger. So don't tell me you did it for boxing. That's the first thing I'm gonna come out with.
Yes,
right?
But that doesn't take
and in regards to your little kids, they're not pros they're not pros. When your little kid come in the box and not pros, they go into the amateurs, right? Now amateurs is a different we point score differently. So let me tell you something. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Let me tell you right now. Just say the one that fight. Just say the one that fight.
Bro, if that was your fighter and he performed like that,
I would have told him he's losing. I would have told him you're losing like Ben Davis, like you did.
Listen, if everybody around you was telling you he won the fight, you won the fight, are you gonna come out and say, oh well, everybody saying you won the fight, you dominated the fight, are you gonna come out and say, oh well, no, he didn't win the fight because of he was grabbing his head and all that rubbish? Come on, EJ, man.
Where's the Scottish fans? Yeah, where's the Scottish fan outrage? Do you want me to? You know what I'm gonna do? Yeah, I'm gonna show you something. Right, I'm gonna go to the decision when the decision was read. Right, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna hear the fans. That's what you need to hear. The people.
Don't matter,
people doing. Nah, you need to hear the people. You need to hear the people. I'm not gonna show no footage. Yeah, I'm just gonna hear them. You're just gonna hear the cheers of the people when the decision was read. Dwayne, and that's all you need to know.
Ronald Finley said, "Where would Josh Taylor go from here? He will go to get his ass beat at 147 by everybody."
That's bullshit.
Dead fighter.
Nah, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. Josh Taylor's gonna fight the right fights.
Okay, we'll see. He won't beat Tank. He won't beat Tank.
He beat Kell Brook. I'll tell you that for now.
Oh, move yourself, bro. He won't beat Kell Brook. He won't beat Kell Brook.
All right, let's hear the decision, right? Let's hear the decision. Let's hear the decision read, right? Let's go.
The master at 10 stone.
Taylor won by split decision to retain his belt.
See, look at the jubilation in the crowd. They're absolutely ecstatic and happy.
Oh my days, bro. Bro, that's like
They're so happy. Come on, man.
Bro, you believe that you had done enough over those 12 rounds to keep hold of your belts?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I thought I started a little slow. But once I got into my rhythm, I started getting my timing in a little bit. I started catching with the bigger shots. And, it was trying to spoil a lot, going down.
Told you, try to spoil a lot.
Down an awful lot. I clashed a lot in my heads. A lot of clash my heads. But, they cut me a couple of good shots as well, I'm not going to lie. But, yeah, it wasn't my best performance. I put a hell of a lot of pressure on myself. This couple of weeks, it being my homecoming, the first time in 3 years, the first time since lockdown and all that. I go home, I put a hell of a lot of my pressure on myself with being the heavy favourite, and it showed in the first half of the fight. But once I got my rhythm, I started catching with the bigger shots and catching them out. Wasn't my best performance, but I believe I got the win. 100% got the win. But Jack did very well.
Yeah. EJ, let me say this, yeah. Do you know what?
Yeah.
Let me tell you one of the reasons why I'm mad as well about this is because even if he boxes out of his skin, against a top level fighter at 147, they won't give it to him. They won't give it to him. They won't give
No. Listen, it's in Scotland. If it's in Scotland, you gotta put him on his back. No, it's in Scotland. If he fights in America or away, like look, he beat Ramirez. Did he beat Ramirez? Yes or no?
Yes, he beat Ramirez. But all
right. So what I'm saying to you is that the man's earned the right. The man's earned the right, if anything, to get a gimme. That's what I'm saying. Even if he thought he lost, he goes, nah, he's done so much for British boxing. It's not a good look, having Jack Catterall come and beat him. That's not happening. So, we're gonna roll on and we're gonna keep it moving. That's how boxing is. It's a business, bruv. It's a business. It's the way it is. Josh Taylor makes money. Jack Catterall, and listen, nothing. Let me tell you nothing, right? He's promoted by Frank Warren, innit? Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Where was Frank?
Who? What? Josh Taylor?
Where? Jack Catterall is promoted by Frank Warren. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Yes. No, you don't know. He's with Frank Warren. Why wasn't Frank Warren there to defend his case? Huh?
Because
he's on the Queen's
probably.
Huh? Frank Warren ain't even said nothing.
Because he probably
Why is
was
that?
Gonna get slapped.
Oh, there you go.
What?
See? There you go. Maybe he got to read the right.
Bro, that's got nothing to do with it, man.
It is. He had to stop him. I'm trying to tell you. You can't beat. You're not going to beat the Scottish man in Scotland without putting him down.
Man said, who has Tank beat to make you think he could take Josh? Who has Josh fought a fight at a level to say that he's dominated clearly against a small person? Bro, come on, man. Just take them do nothing at 147.
Listen, bro. You can win. You can win just scratch all you like, yeah. The fact of the matter is, you're not gonna. You got to kill a man in Scotland to take his title. That's what I'm saying. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it. And he was content. Him and his trainer were content and say, "Oh, we're boxing and winning." Like when you could have sterned it up and pull it. If you put him down again. Keep putting him down. And you should have kept putting him down. No,
we ain't worried about. Listen, anyway, leave him. Man got his cheap win, bro. He's got his win with a stain on it. Let him have it. Let him have it, bro.
With a stain on it.
Let him have his coffee. Let him have his coffee stain win. Yeah, man said, oh, he wants to step up. Say no more. Step up with it.
All right, let's talk. All right, before you go, because you sound like you're cutting out. What's next for Catterall?
To me, yeah. I think. All the governing bodies need to come together and say that he should be mandatory for all the belts. that's there.
No way.
Every
No
single
way.
belt, at least.
Nah.
He should be mandatory for the WBO, the WBA, the IBF, and the Ring magazine. He should be, and they should just even give him the Ring magazine already.
No way, man. No way.
Because
Hell
at
no.
140,
Yeah,
at 140,
I think you get I think he's fight. I think his business should stay there and get shot, but he ain't gonna beat the other guys at that weight. He's not. You telling me that? You said, hey, let me ask a question. You think that guy's a world class? You think he's a world class fighter, Jack Catterall? Is that what you think?
I didn't say that. I didn't
okay,
say
that's what. Oh, there, right. Yeah,
to be honest, I don't know because Josh Taylor's supposed to be this guy that everybody's talking about in Britain. But to be honest, to me, I've always thought Josh Taylor's a bit overrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, he's not, man. He's not, and he's crap, and he's got his people behind him. All right, what's next for Taylor?
Well, let me have his Taylor. Taylor's gonna get smashed at 147.
Yeah. All right. So what you saying?
Any way he wants, he can get it. Any way he wants, he can get
all right,
it.
Let's talk about because Kell Brook was ringside. What do you think? His first fight at welterweight against Kell Brook.
Kell punch him up, man.
You think Kell beat him?
Kell will beat him. You can't come with all that inside stuff, and he doesn't even fight long anyway.
He'll beat Kell up. He'll beat Kell.
Stop lying, man. Stop lying.
He's a better boxer than Kell. He'll outbox Kell.
Bro, boxing where? Boxing where? Where's he showing you he can box? The guy can't fight long range, and he smothers his work inside. He hasn't shown you he can box. And Kell is the master of mid-range and timing. And you think Jack Catterall, who was catching him with them shots there, you think Kell Brook won't land enough pieces on him? Come on, bruv, don't do this. Don't do this. Man.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, he beats Kell Brook, right?
Well, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He
doesn't beat Kell Brook. Listen, I name bare people he won't beat. He won't beat Boots Ennis. He won't beat Kell Brook. He should fight Conor Benn. He should really fight Conor Benn.
I heard that. That's what the guy said in the background. What do you think about that?
He should really fight Conor Benn because to be honest, if anything, that performance that he showed, he didn't even show me he's better than Conor Benn. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
You think Conor Benn will beat him?
I think Conor Benn will beat him after that performance. Conor Benn will beat him.
I think you're hating bad.
Conor Benn ain't gun shy. That's one thing we do know. Conor Benn ain't gun shy. So one thing we do know is them punches that my man Catterall was landing. Conor Benn, hey.
Yeah. All right, my man Andy McKinley says, yeah, it wasn't even a good fight. Thank you. Yeah. From round 9, onwards, some people need to have a better perspective. Exactly. Catterall didn't win. Thank you. He was negative boxing. Yeah, you go up to Scotland and you have that you win controversy. You see what I'm trying to tell you? I'm not stupid, you know. I'm not watching that shit. I said you're not. I don't know what people are seeing, and they're all overly making comments about the judge. I'm telling you, the judges they called it. They called it how it is. I'm trying to tell you. When I watching that fight, I said this is terrible. This is what Fury and Klitschko. Fury and Klitschko this is the same thing as Fury and Klitschko. Like it's that kind of like ugly fight.
Bro, Kell Brook was so disgusted at that fight. Yeah, he didn't even want to get in the ring. That's how disgusted of the performance he was. He didn't even want to get in the ring.
Listen, Kell Brook, Kell Brook, will lose against Josh Taylor.
Oh, stop! No, he won't. No, he won't.
It would. That's and the thing is, I think for Kell, This is
the same thing that person that said Kell Brook will lose to Amir Khan. Okay.
No, stop that. Let's put that in perspective now. You told me I don't think Kell's gonna win. I'm going with Amir Khan. So don't try that one. I think Amir Khan's gonna win. Yeah, that's what you told me, and now you're trying to put me underneath the bus. Don't try it. You jumped off your own man. You jumped your own man's wagon, and now you're trying to put me underneath the bus. Don't try it.
I thought it was finished. I ain't gonna lie. I thought it was finished.
See? Okay then.
So show me he's not finished. So if he show me he's not finished, I'm backing him any day, every day. I'm taking Kell Brook against Josh Taylor, bro. I'm taking him. He's beating Josh Taylor.
Fair play, Dwayne. That's your point. Well, look. All right, you're gonna roll with him on Josh Taylor, but you know what? That's a better fight than Conor Benn or Eubank. Will you agree?
What for Kell? No, I think Kell can beat Conor Benn. I don't think he
can beat Eubank. Taylor's a more reasonable, better fight. Yeah, a better fight for him than it would be Conor Benn, because it's like he's credible. Yeah, because I think it's credible. He's much more credible. Yeah. I agree. I'd want to see that fight. Yeah, like whether I think
Josh Taylor winning that fight, you must be crazy.
I think Josh Taylor will take. I think Josh Taylor looks at Kell like lunch. Kell's a picnic, bro. He's like, y'all beat. Yeah. But let's talk about boxer size Ben, because he's the architect of this bullshit, you know. Yeah, he's the architect of why Josh Taylor's been fighting crap, right? That's the problem, right? When he was with the McGuigans, he was fighting much better. That's whole facts. Everyone knows that, right? Yeah, okay, he stepped up an opponent, but bruh, if he was with McGuigans, he would have been short work of Catterall. I'll tell you that for free, 100%.
Yeah, but
100%. So
one
Josh Taylor's
thing,
still a good fighter. It's just that he's got the worst trainer in the corner. What did you hear about? What did you know? What I need to find video footage of Tyson Fury's dad on it and hear what he said about Ben Davis. That's what we need to do right now. And you hear what I'm talking about.
I agree because I think Ben Davison's trash as well. I think he's trash.
He is.
But one thing I will say about that is is just that doesn't mean that you come and you put that's all down to him. Like I gave you the example yesterday. Amir Khan had Bomac, bruv. Doesn't mean Bomac has Terence Crawford. At some point, the fighter's got to do some of the stuff himself. And Josh Taylor didn't show me anything different that he showed me over the whole of his career. He can't fight at long range, and he smothers his work on the inside. The only thing with Josh Taylor is he knows how to bite down on his gum shield and swing when the going gets tough. That's the only thing he does. He can't box. He can't box. Man, he can't box. For someone who's as long as he is, as tall as he is, the range he has, you should be making easy meat of the work that you had last night.
All right,
come on.
Let's hear from John Fury about box size Ben Davis. Let's hear from him, right? Let's see what he has to say about that.
You know, he's about to get his weight down gradually and keep him strong at the same. Told to the letter, you know, he knows how important this is. You know,
come on, get to it.
With his trainer Ben, who he's obviously he's let go now. He's now with a new camp. Are you a bit happier now?
Let me say, well, first and foremost, I've nothing against Ben Davison. He's done a fabulous job. He helped Tyson through some rocky, hard times. He was a companion to him. He was a friend, you know. But I can't not stand by and let me lad go into the biggest fight in his life without getting the best people around him. And I don't know what's happened between him and Ben. It was Ben's decision, I think, just to leave. You know, but he's gone back to where he was 12 or 13 years ago, to the Cronk Gym, the great Emmanuel Stewart, you know. And I believe this Sugar Hill, he's worked with Tyson before. And if he wasn't up to it, Tyson wouldn't have gone there and Tyson wouldn't have picked him. It was nothing to do with me. It was Tyson's choice entirely. You know, but it seems to be a good move. He asked me about it and I said, yeah, it's a good move, son. You know, get over there nice and early, get acclimatized. He went out Thursday this week, you know.
Because the dad knew that guy is not a world-class trainer, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, right? He's not a world-class trainer. I think I got another rant that he does with Ben Davis. Let me got another one.
The cameras were in there for hours before he goes to work. The circus, yes. Has that got to go?
If I lie, say the lot will be gone. The lot will be gone. Looking at that there, if he keeps on with that team, it's going to cost him his career. I'll say it live on TV.
The team being
what they watch around him now. Ben Davison, whatever he's got there, what's in charge of the business, he needs to look in the mirror and say, you know what, I'm not good enough at a high level. It's proven it tonight.
The cameras were in there for.
You see what I'm trying to tell you, and that was done 2 years ago by Tyson Fury, and that's what you saw with Josh Taylor. It weren't good enough. That wasn't a world-class performance. By means that was a world-class performance. That team they got around him is some bums, some yokel bums. Yeah, he's got around him, and that's why Josh Taylor looked so terrible. Dwayne, comments.
Nah, I agree, because I think Josh Taylor is trash as well. I think not Josh Taylor. I'm sorry, Ben Davis. I think he's overrated. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'm not gonna give 100% blame to him, because at the end of the day, like, it's down to the fighter as well. At some point, you're gonna have to make adjustments. You're gonna have to make adjustments to say, you know what, I gotta do this. I gotta work on this. And if Josh Taylor really reviewed the tape on how he fights, then we wouldn't be having this discussion. That's what I'm
listen
saying.
to this. If Josh Taylor is gonna fight one of these top boys, yeah, he needs to get rid of that trainer, because that trainer is not world class, and that the
Well,
dad.
he's gonna keep him. He's gonna keep him.
Well, he's gonna lose. Right, he's gonna lose, and that's why you make a Catterall. You knew. See, I had the comments of Ben Davis here coming out saying, I'm betting all these old trainers. These old trainers don't know nothing. They're lazy. They're fat, and all the shit he was saying. Yeah, and now look at you now. You got a world champion. You look crisp. Where before you got him, you've turned him into and now you turn him into people thinking he's a bum. People don't like him, all because you train him. I mean, what strategy did he have? I mean, look, even though I had Josh Taylor winning the fight, he looked awful, and Jack Catterall was doing come with his head butting and ways, man. So I ain't got no time for this bullshit. Look, either way, hey, let's talk about Ukraine real quick, yeah. Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko. They're on the front line of the Ukraine. What do you think about that?
Well, respect to them, innit? Like, obviously, they're doing their thing for their country, innit? Obviously, like I said, they're just fighting for their country. Obviously, Russia's trying to move on a madness. So, there's not much. I don't really like diving into politics or political stuff. I just leave it to them people because...
Yeah, go on, Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne's got technical problems. Unrivaled. All right, Unrivaled. Yeah, let's see what you got to say. There you go. There's the link. Let's see what you got to say. All I'm saying is this, yeah. That for the better of a boxman, the right man won, Josh Taylor, and I'm happy he won. And we move on, and that's it. Like, we move on. Now, he needs to get rid of box size Ben. That's the reason why his performance wasn't good. But at the same time, yeah, the whole event was a sham, brother. It was a sham. There he is. Unrivaled, come on down. What's going on, bruv?
Zach, can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
All right. Yeah, man. I thought Jack Catterall got robbed. Just straight up blunt as can be. I thought he got robbed left, right, and center. And it's very rare you'll ever hear me say that when it comes to a Scotsman against an Englishman. As a staunch Irishman, you know what I mean? I was big time cheering on Josh. Huge fan of what he's been doing in the ring throughout his career. Rated Catterall complete trash. Catterall dominated lead hand control, dominated the jab, outlanded him predominantly, had the fight in the bag. The referee was abysmal for both of them. There was a lot of fouls on both of their behalves. I know a lot of people are talking about Catterall's clinches, but EJ, you know yourself, being a judge and being I think you're licensed to ref as well, right?
No, yeah, that's a judge. That's a judge, but go on.
Just a judge, but you know all of the fouls, like leading with the head, the elbows, and Josh Taylor was doing that more than Jack Catterall was clinching. But with all of that said, like, I'm seeing a lot of people, they're running around saying Catterall clearly didn't win because when you go to someone else's back garden, you need to do more or whatever. Last time I checked, that's not how round by round scoring is done based on location. That is a part of corruption in the sport. And when you say that you're supporting corruption in the sport, I really wanted Josh to win, but he did not win that fight. He didn't even get a draw. He was terrible. Terrible.
You know what? I've got something here. I've just seen on the scorecard. You can see on the screen, Mark on the screen. So on round, I believe round 10, there was a point deduction on Catterall, right? And what they've done on that one, they've scored it 10-8, yes. Right? To Taylor, right? But you see on the point deduction in the next round, they've scored it 9-9.
Yes.
I mean, that makes a huge difference in the scorecard, you know, in how they've scored it. Why didn't they do it 9-9 in that one? Or maybe they thought Taylor was dominating that round. I don't know.
I scored that round 9-9 as well, and they scored the other one 10-8, just like they did. But you see the difference with my scorecard and, like, let's say Ian John Lewis's scorecard is I didn't have Taylor up 3-1 after 4 rounds.
Yeah. That's bad. I think they
because Catterall was actually winning the early rounds, right? He won the first, lost the second, won the third, fourth, and fifth. Easy money.
Well, Victor Clocklin, that's not how he's scoring it, bro. He's gave like 4 up to 6 all for he's gave them all to Catterall. No, he's gave
so did I.
Yeah, okay. And what Ian John Lewis he didn't. What's he got? Howard Foster. Okay, up to 6. But you see, the thing is, I thought it was a close fight, but it was an ugly field fight, man. It was a foul-filled, ugly fight. I don't think it was a world-class fight. I don't think there was world-class referees. There weren't world-class judges. The setup was world-class, 100% in Scotland. But that there, the reason why that was what it was is because of the referee let certain things go. A lot of headbutting by I thought Catterall was causing initializing the headbutts. He was the one ducking down with the head, and his head was underneath Josh Taylor's armpit the majority of the time. It was a horrible fight to score.
I'll give you that. He was ducking with the head, but a lot of them came off of Taylor leading with the head. So Taylor leaded in and Catterall ducked. Now, Catterall ducking, when a person's leading with a head, that can be reactionary. Josh Taylor leading with the head is an initiation of foul anyway.
I'll be honest with you. When I watched it, I said that's just an ugly fight. I think he came to spoil. I don't know if he came to win. And if you knock the guy down, Mark, you have to just go for it. At that point, you got to go for it. You got to go. I told the amateurs, if you knock a guy down, I always have the mentality of when I'm fighting another away show. If you think it's close, we're losing. You see what I'm saying? And then they were happy to coast down the stretch, and where we're winning on points, we should just win the fight. And Josh Taylor felt like but you should have cemented it by putting it on like Usyk when he with Joshua. At the end of it, he put it on Joshua in the end to make sure that the judges, if they even got any doubt, that I'm winning on the scorecard. That's what you do. You cement a full stop, and I don't think Catterall did that. Look. I gave it 2 rounds to Josh Taylor. I'm probably the only one in England doing that. Yeah, but look, my thing is, listen to the Scottish crowd. They weren't upset with the scores. I mean, they're in the arena. Like, they were so jubilated that they won. You know what I mean?
I don't know about that. I heard half of the arena booing.
Nah, man, that's the I could play it. I could play it, Mark. I could play it, right? You can hear.
Go ahead, play it. Play it.
All right, I'll play it right now. I'm not gonna put the video footage up, right?
From the start of the announcement from the end of the announcement.
Well, I've got the highlight bit, right, of when they doing the announcement.
Oh,
right?
okay.
But you can hear the crowd. You'll hear the crowd though. You'll hear the crowd, right? 1 minute, I'll play it. Because when I heard that, like, if the crowd are not up, because remember, we're a people sport, right? The majority of people can play. They're all from England, right? But the people in Scotland, they was cool. They was all right with it.
Of course, if they were there, of course they would be. It's patriotism and all that. That's their boy. That's their boy, right?
Here we go. 1 second. It's coming up.
Taylor won by split decision to retain his belt.
There's people jumping up. There's people excited and happy. There's no one miserable in there, right? So all the backlash I'm hearing is from the political. They started putting seeds in this thing, right? By saying, "Oh, Jack Catterall spar with Mayweather, spar with Canelo." They started putting seeds in people's minds, making people believe that this guy's beating it. I don't know what they got against Taylor. I don't know what they had against Taylor, but I'm not on it. When they start backing the other guy, it's like they wanted Taylor to lose the belts, and I didn't understand why they were doing that when the fight was evenly contested, and it was a foul-filled fight. Yeah, that's
for me, EJ, being a proud Celt, right? Being a proud Celtic man, right? Yeah. I wanted Josh Taylor to win that fight, and I put a lot of money on him. I'm upset I won money on that fight.
You win the money though, innit? You got your money back because you won, innit? You won, right?
I'm donating the winnings to charity and keeping me original bit. That's what I'm doing with it. No, straight up.
But you won though. You're the right guy. Won though, right? We're not the right guy.
No, not really. Not in my opinion, and not in the bookies' opinion, because the bookies are paying back everybody like Paddy Power and everything who put money on Jack Catterall to win because of it.
Yes, I heard that.
And that says something when they do that.
Yes. Well, I read all the comments on the tweets. I can share it for you. Let me share it for you. The tweets of many celebrities and football players and alike. They're all upset with the. There was actually I've got it really off. It was on the screen a minute ago. Don't worry about it. They're all upset with the verdict, and they've all put their tweets out. Dillian White disgusting, and numerous other people all jumped on board. But they're all bandwagons, right? I just look at this. I'm gonna watch the fight, and I look at it. What makes better business? Josh Taylor or Jack Catterall? And you when it comes down to it, it's Josh Taylor all day. He's done the majority of the work outside his country. He's come home and let's say he's at a bad one. He's at a stinker. So what? Give him the thing. He's the main guy. Let him have it. Now, is Jack Catterall going to come back if he vacates the belt, fight for one of the belts, and we can see what he can do? But my whole thing is like move on to bigger and better. Let's talk about the trainer, boxer size Ben. He's the one. He's the problem. I played a little clip of John Fury talking about him, how he's going to get my son beat. He's the main reason why Taylor looks so terrible. What do you have to say about that?
It could be possible. I think Josh struggled with Jack's style. I do think that needs to be said. One way or another, the fighter does have to take onus as much as the trainer. But I'm going to say, whether it's Ben or not, I think Josh has been at 140 for far too fucking long. Sorry for swearing. I think that's the main thing, because his punch resistance is gone. He got dropped by a dude who's not that big of a puncher. He took clean shots from Baranchik, Prograis, Victor Postol, Jose Ramirez. He could take their shots. He can't take it from Catterall? Hold on there.
Yes. You know why? That goes down to boxer size Ben. Now, against Ramirez, he got dropped, right? And he came back and beat that fight. That was a great performance. But
he didn't get dropped against Ramirez.
Did he? Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think he did.
No, he dropped Ramirez twice.
Oh, didn't? Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad. Yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying is this one, right? When he was with the McGuigans, he was better. It was better with the McGuigans. He was more durable and stable because they know how to make the weight properly. Since box size Ben come on board, this is what all the bullshit's happened. See, the funny thing is when I look at box size Ben and the dad, John Fury, he's not a world-class trainer. He's a good guy who builds you up, but he's not a world. That's why he bought Freddie Roach and he had Ricky Hatton in the corner because he didn't want to take the responsibility and the blame. But then Freddie Roach said to him, look, why didn't he go forward? Look, I had enough of going back now. Let's see what he goes on the front for. He goes, no, it's working. It's working. So you heard Ben Davis in the corner. You're losing the fight. He's the one saying you're losing the fight. And that caused the anxiety in Josh Taylor to make him fight an ugly field fight because he felt like he was losing. That's why this fight was terrible. It weren't good. And, people say it was a boxing masterclass. I put it like this. Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko, that wasn't a good fight to watch. And this one wasn't a good fight to watch. But I'll be honest with you, yeah, it wasn't clean, world-class boxing I watched in there. To me, it looked like some scrap up. And Josh Taylor's better than that. Jack Catterall, I don't know what to say about him. Go on, Mark, you say your piece.
For me, I think Catterall dictated the lead hand in the fight. I think he was making Taylor get frustrated more than Taylor was doing anything to him. He was stopping Taylor from doing a lot of his work, whether it was clean or not. He was doing it effectively enough to frustrate him and also creep in those levels of doubts to where his trainer also had doubts, which made him anxious. I'm just saying, Catterall, whether you want to call it spoiling or whatever, that can be a great way to win. EJ, I've heard you say this millions of times on your channel, right? And you can say it. You can tell me if I'm wrong. You've said any means necessary.
I did. I do. I do say that. Yeah, that's true. But in this scenario, right? In this scenario, I just you know what? I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing again and have a new, fresh perspective. But I just said, yeah, I'm happy you won. I got to be honest, Raymond Beltran and Ricky Burns, right? Bro, if I was watching that fight, I said, no. Beltran blatantly blasted at Ricky Burns. Crawford come over and finally gets it. I didn't think you can get a decision in Scotland. You know how hard it is to get a decision in Scotland with Victor Loughlin sitting there as well. Now, you're not getting it. Let me have a thing as well, right? He's a Frank Warren fighter. Where's Frank Warren? Where's your backup to make sure that these things don't happen? Right? See what I'm saying? So he weren't going to win nothing because Frank would have turned up there if he knew he knew his guy was going to win. But before you jump in, Mark, yeah, JT, that's Josh Taylor, is a class boxer. Yeah, it was a terrible night, and I don't think that he prepared well under Ben Davis. Exactly, box size Ben. Yeah, going forward, yeah, Josh Taylor, JT needs to bitch. He needs to ditch Davis. What do you think about that, Davison?
Does he need to? Personally, it's strange because Ben had a good year last year, right, with Josh, because they won Undisputed together, and a couple of his other fighters like Lee McGregor picked up the European.
Yeah.
Now it's ditch Ben, right? Because he's had a bad performance. Now, I'm not going to say definitely he should ditch Ben or not because the jury's still out. Would Josh do better with somebody else, like say Mark Ramsey, say a Ishmael Salas, say a John David Jackson, a Buddy McGirt, I think he might do, because I think they're better trainers and much more proven than him, right?
Mm-mm.
But is that what Josh wants to do? I don't know. Does Josh want a trainer or does he want a friend? And
yes. Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
And I don't know if Ben is really a bad trainer because he had a good year last year, but he inherited good talent. So,
yes.
I don't know.
What what you brought up there is very good, and that's what Ben's a good friend. He's a good friend. He's loyal, but he ain't cutting it at the top end. He's not right, and that's why the Otto Wallen performance, right? Think about it, right? He's there, and bruv, Tyson Fury's running away and making Otto Wallen look like a world beater. You know what I mean? Now you're making just Jack Catterall to everyone else is a world class guy. Now everyone's gonna tell me Jack Catterall is pound for pound. I'm like Josh Taylor and Ben Davis. They need to fix up whatever he was doing with him, whatever they were doing with him, and this and that. It ain't working, bro. It ain't working. We need to ditch it.
Who did you score the 42, EJ?
I gave it to Josh Taylor by 2 rounds.
Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Fish Eyes doesn't want to spoil his relationship, with Aram, by calling it a robbery. Exactly. Catcher was set up by going there. That's what I call it, bro. Hey, listen, that guy, Andy called it, I think, Josh Taylor, Buddy McGirt would be, I don't think so, because end of the day, my man's not coming all the way to Scotland to train him. Look, if you're going to train him, you might, listen, anyone better than, any amateur trainer is better than Ben Davis. And all the comments he made about all them old trainers, they're fat, that I outwork them, they're all whatless and that. But he's talking about Mark Tibbs and the rest of them. Now look at it now. You need to make Josh Taylor lose, man. You know what I mean? So, it's making me laugh.
Hey. I'll say this. If he was talking about Mark Tibbs in terms of training and stuff like that, he has a long way to go to reach the level of a Tibbs. Just saying. He has a long way to go. Because Mark Tibbs, one, he's a hard-nosed geezer, isn't he? Proper hard-nosed geezer. But two, he actually thoroughly understands fighting styles.
Yeah, and he's got his dad to lean on, like Shane's got his dad to lean on. When you got second generation family members in boxing, you got that experience, that another 20 years experience that you ain't got. The Ben at box size Ben ain't got. If you talk to Ben, box size Ben, he'll tell you about I've got game plans and what you need to do about fighters. And he structured it like basketball. I'm like, mate, boxing is the one of the sports that one punch changes the whole game plan straight away. Like whatever you thought you were doing. You know what I mean? So when I listened to him, I was listening to him, I was like, bro, you ain't done the amateurs. Because if you ain't created nothing from nothing, like I do in the gym every day with some of the amateurs, then you can't talk. And seeing them win national titles, right? Schoolboy championships, youth championships, become London champions, and whatever titles they win at the amateur level, you can't talk. And Josh Taylor he's been an Olympian, he's been a rapper, he likes, like you said, guys around him to build his ego. That's all he is. Because let me ask you a question. When you listen to Josh Taylor saying he won the fight, and if that, what's the first thing coming to your mind? Is it delusion, or are you thinking what was he watching? Because what do you?
Well, he hadn't watched the fight back. He was in the fight, right? I would say it's 3 things, right? First one, a fighter's pride. Now, EJ, I've also heard you say, no. Even if you win a fight, you shouldn't have won. Or if you lost a fight, you shouldn't say that you lost. You should be like, nah, you fucking won. You've said that. Right?
I did as well. You're calling
I listen to EJ all the time. EJ, you listen to shit that I say and you bring it up on me. So I do the same thing. But that is a real thing. Fighter's pride, right? Yeah. That's one. Two. Yeah, maybe you're right. He did win the fight, right? EJ, you had him winning the fight. So maybe he did win the fight, right? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you were. Officially, he did win the fight. So I'm saying he won the fight. He's not lying. Yeah. He did win it. And thirdly, if he believes in his heart of hearts he won that fight, then he's a fucking retard. Sorry. Not going to pull no punches. He got broke up.
Okay, yeah. Hey, listen. Hey, it's one of them ones there. Ben Shalom, for me, he's up to no good. because he knew what was going on, right? I listened to Ben Shalom, right? I was playing it with Dwayne, and he was saying there should be an inquest into it. I can't believe this happened. I was watching him looking around left and right, and then Adam Smith asked him, "Are you going to do inquest?" Because well, we will ask questions. I thought, oh, okay, so he put you on the point. He put you on blast to see if you're going to do it, or we will ask questions. You're not doing nothing because you're the promoter. And you knew about the referee, you knew about the judges, and you let this whole thing go down. So I don't want to hear your bullshit. It was a home cooking for my man Taylor, right? And I'm happy Taylor won because you know why I'm happy Taylor won? Because he's done a lot of Scottish boxing and they need a champion. That ain't happening. You're not gonna come down there and spoil and murk and all that stuff there. You're not winning that fight. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor to me pulled it out and I got him by 2 rounds and that's it. You know what I mean? I think when people settle down, the right guy is gonna win. And Jack Catterall is stock. What everyone says in their business has gone up. You know what I mean? It's gone up. He can sit there, milk it as much as he's like. I've won. I ain't got the belts and that. So what are you gonna do next, Josh? What are you gonna do next, Jack? Who are you gonna fight next? Are you gonna go back to fighting them bums again? Because if I look on your resume, let's have a look at your box rec. You didn't
his
beat
best win was O'Hara Davis,
and he didn't win that fight. You remember?
I agree with you. I agree with you.
You see what I'm trying to say?
Mate, listen, EJ, I was picking him to get beaten 5 rounds, mate.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Hey, I by the way, I got a poll. Everyone here, make sure you guys like the video up, subscribe. I got the poll. Jump on the poll. So 42% said Jack Catterall won easy. 32%, yeah. Jack Catterall got they like Robbery. So okay, everyone's biased. What's going on? Everyone's biased. You're all against my man Josh. You're all against my man.
Mate,
Josh.
I'm a Josh Taylor fan, EJ. EJ. I treat Josh Taylor like you would treat like. I don't know who. Actually, it's really weird. You know, so I don't know who EJ is actually really a fan of. He's never really said that.
You should be happy that Josh Taylor has done all this thing for boxing, and he ain't gone out. They gave him one, right? Even if I think okay, he might have got it, but I knew he wasn't gonna get it. I just saw when I saw Victor Loughlin as a judge. When's the last time that guy's been a bloody judge, man? He's always in the ring. He made sure.
Hey, EJ, I'm gonna ask you a question, right?
Yeah, go.
Right?
Yeah.
If Usyk can get a decision over Anthony Joshua in the United Kingdom, why can't Jack Catterall get a win over Josh Taylor in the UK?
Where UK? You said in England, and they used to the UK. Well, in Scotland, it's different. They're their own country to themselves. and I know it is over there. Listen, you know, look, you know.
Are you saying Scotland's more corrupt than England?
No, I'm saying they have different standards of how they think that you win. You have to literally batter their guy half to death. If you look, you see the big fat guy with the Scottish kilt against the other Scottish guy, the one with the blonde hair and the tattoos around his neck. You see the heavyweight fight, right?
Oh yeah, mate. It's been 28 years since we've seen the Scottish heavyweight title fight. Yeah. And EJ, if I have to wait 28 more years to see another one, I'll be grand.
Yeah. But you see how that guy went? They literally let that guy get battered. His face was battered, and this is what I'm trying to tell you. That's how they have a different way of they looking at it. And then until you batter the guy half to death when he's out on his limb, then you might get a decision, and that's the way it is. They got very hard clad irons standards out there, and they made. And when you look the UK judges who are from the region, you ain't gonna get it. All right, let's look at his opponents, right? So obviously Josh Taylor, he lost by split decision, which is fair. Now look at the opponents he's got here. Some of these guys, the only one I recognize here is O'Hara Davis, and it was a unanimous decision, but most people thought he lost the fight. Up until that, you got Tyrone Nurse, that's a good fight. He beat him on unanimous decision. That's a good fight. Tyrone's good, but he's not world class. And that's it. He ain't been fighting top notch. You know what I mean? He's got a world title. The reason why he's got a title shot, let's get it right, is because with Frank Warren. Because Frank Warren pushed him up on the rankings and paid for him to go up. No, we're not really paid. It's pushed him so we can get up on their rankings, man. And he said we sat aside and done the better thing to box. And that's what what's his name again? He said, was his trainer, Jack Catterall's trainer said it. I can't remember his name now. He said we sat aside. What do you mean? You
Jamie Moore.
Jamie Moore. The reason why they sat aside is because they can get more money on the spirit. That's what it was about. So don't tell me you did a better thing for boxers. So they're full of shit, right? They're full of shit, and I'm not having none of their bullshit. right? Nah, I wake up this morning. I say I'm happy Josh Taylor won because Josh Taylor done good things for boxing, and I feel like if you're gonna take out someone like that, you need to blatantly take him out and put him on his back and earn that. And that's what I believe. I believe in the old school of back. And you're right. I do believe about it any way you can mean by necessary. But I also believe, as you mean you does, as we like history, the only time a champion loses back is on his back. That's what I believe in still. You know, you lay on your back where another man takes you out. I still believe in that stuff. I honestly, and when I'm in the amateurs, I tell my guys, you'll lose. Even if I think it's close, I say you're losing a round. They go, what do you mean? Oh, no. I go, if you think you're winning, you're losing. Yeah, because you get in the point of constant. Mr. Bashir told me when you go to another man's home turf, you ain't getting shit. They poison the water. You need to go in with the mindset of a haggler. You know what I'm saying? Like you're the challenger every single time. And I feel like Catterall was coasting like he win, like he won, like he was a champion already. And that mindset cost him the title. When you knocked Josh Taylor down, he should have went all out and put him on his back. All out. Or it would have made him a legend. But now everyone's crying, we boxing is bad. I don't know what school you're coming from. As far as I'm concerned.
Hey, EJ, for people to be crying boxing is corrupt. One, they're preaching to the choir, right? Fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough, boxing. Yeah. Like you say, we like our history, right? How long has boxing been corrupt for? 400 years? 500?
Yeah.
I have nothing written on like the Greek fights or anything in the Olympiad, right? But we do know shit about Brown rules and stuff, right? We do know that there were fixed fights back then.
Yeah.
People just talk about the mafia, but we know that it's been fixed since ruled boxing and a scratch.
Yeah. Well, listen, Alexander Usyk, the bell rang early for Joshua and Usyk to get him out of there, to make sure Joshua got to the bell. So they can have a rematch. That's what allegedly has been.
Oh no, I disagree with that because that was the DAZN broadcast, right? They had it like that, right? So the DAZN broadcast in that round, at the start of the round, the referee, brought the fighters together, if you remember, and that is 9 seconds. And DAZN, what DAZN ended up doing was they thought that the referee had paused the clock, so they paused their clock. But he hadn't actually paused it.
Okay.
That's where that comes from. That's an urban myth.
Thanks for clearing up. But what I'm saying is that end of the day, Joshua, you can see he was losing to Usyk, right? But because it's Joshua, you think, they were gonna rob him. But the fans knew he lost. The fans knew, because when it was red, the fans didn't boo Usyk. They cheered and said, yeah, he won. And that's what I'm trying to say. You can always go by the reaction of the fan base. When I look at the fan base and he won, there was jubilation in there. The only people who were upset, it was the bloody, the puppets, the political mindset. Adam Smith, Ben Shalom, all them guys there. Yeah, I like most of them guys there. But to me, we're on YouTube. We're gonna call it how it is. Josh Taylor deserves to be the champion. And I don't like the way Jack Catterall fights. I don't like the way he came in to spoil. And you're right, I do like people winning, but that way he was trying to win, that wasn't a world-class performance. That wasn't a world-class setup. I'm happy Josh Taylor gets himself out of that. He ain't going to give Jack Catterall a rematch. Apparently he said he's going to move up, and he gets himself a long rest. He's defended his belt in Scotland. He's done everything asked of him as a champion to be a great. And I don't think Jack Catterall, in that performance, when you knock a man down, you should have took him out. So, that's my last word on it. Go ahead, Mark. Give your last word.
Well, if you can hear me, I personally think Jack Catterall won. I stand by that. I think he should be standing here as the very first 4-belt undisputed champion from England. I don't think Josh Taylor did everything that he should have done in that fight specifically, because it's about a fight. He's done a lot in his career so far, but not enough in that fight. And I will say one very important thing. Whilst Jack Catterall didn't have a world-class performance yesterday, he had a better performance than Josh Taylor did. Because he did his game plan better than Josh did his.
Well, there you go. That goes down to the same guy I told you, responsible for Boxer Size Ben. Mark, Unrivaled. If you don't know, now you know. Go subscribe to Unrivaled Boxing Talk with Mark. Make sure you go check up all the latest news over there. He really lays it down and it gives you his good voting point. There you go. That's his channel. So if you subscribe already, if you haven't, make sure you go and subscribe. Thanks for coming over, Mark. I really appreciate it.
God bless you.
You too. Take care, my friend. Hey, listen, And that's the hey, listen, and we're gonna wrap it up now. End of the day, like I said to you, man, I'm gonna call it how I see it. And I'm probably the only one in England at this point who's call it this way, or Anthony Jarrell. You guys making something. There you go. My man Anthony's with me as well. I agree, EJ. Yeah, you can't go can't go into another man's country to try and nick it. Yeah, you gotta win it exactly. Yeah, I kind of remind me that the fight between yeah, that's the I argue with people all the time about that. Yeah, Andre Jarrell and Carl Froch. 100%. I told people, I said he didn't beat Carl Froch. I said, you did. I go, tell me how he beat Carl Froch. That guy was running the whole time. There's no way you're gonna get the belt. And the same thing with Lara. 100%. Just rival. Justice for Catterall. Big up Markham rival, boy. You should put hashtag. Yeah, justice for Catterall. All right, listen. Yeah, Jarrell didn't beat Carl Froch. Hell friggin' no. And also, Lara didn't beat Canelo. There's no way you're gonna come and he was talking cute. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And you get in and you're running. I'm not having it. Now, Catterall didn't do that. But bro, that's I'm not having that bullshit, bro. I'm not. And I thought, listen. I'm not the massive fan of just Taylor, but I'm gonna tell you what it is. That man, I'm happy that man's got his belt. I'm happy that man worked hard for it, and I'm saying Catterall, that's not what world class boxing is about. And Marcos Madonna, the referee, you can see in the picture, yeah. You need to fix up, mate. You know what I mean? I mean, the stuff you were doing in there, I mean, it's outrageous. Taking points because he hit him in the belly, just tapped him. Josh Taylor's crazy though. He's a bit of a madman still. Catterall, he did his part. You know, there's no rematch going on. I wouldn't want to see that rematch, to be fair. I'm not interested. And it was a good overall card for Scotland, and Scotland as still retains their champion. I'm EJ Boxing Live. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Let's have a look at the polls before we go. Jump on the polls. Oh, it's unanimous right now. Jack Catterall won easy. That's why everyone's got it. 40% for Jack Catterall. 25% that it was a close fight. Josh Taylor won. 25%. 30% Jack Catterall, daylight robbery. So, and only 5% it was an embarrassment. See, some people are getting there. All right, the poll's going to be ended. And I'm ended. All right, so you guys have a nice Sunday. What else we got there? My man Anthony McKen. Yeah, McKen. He knows the boxing. I've debunked up a champ if you're going to beat him in his backyard. Exactly. You got to bust him up. You got to batter him up, man. That's what I'm saying. I really don't want. I really don't want to see Catterall again. Nor do I. Honestly, I don't want to see him again. Horrible fight. And I'm glad that Josh moves on to more easier scoring fights, more fights that better for boxing. So that's it, man. I'm out of here. Peace.